Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of RotoBaller Radio's Fantasy Baseball Waiver Wire Series. I'm your host, Anthony Aniano. Happy to be with you here today as we take a look at the Fantasy Baseball Waiver Wire for Week 12 of your Fantasy Baseball season. The week beginning Monday, June 16th. Full disclosure, recording this on Thursday, June 12th, so obviously things can happen, numbers can change, promotions, demotions, injuries, you name it. So be prepared to adjust, and I will comment in the comment section on any changes that need to be made. We'll start on the hitter side of things. Obviously, by the way, Yahoo roster percentages available in 50% or more of Yahoo leagues. We'll start with some hitters, and we'll start in the outfield. If you need a little power, take a look at Joe Adell of the Los Angeles Angels. Now, we've done the Joe Adell dance every year. It seems like forever now. We know the situation, low batting average, power numbers can be there, bit streaky, but right now Joe Adell on one of those streaks. He's available in 78% of Yahoo leagues, and over the last 14 days coming into today, 7 home runs and a .325 batting average just over those 14 days alone. On the season now, he's up to 13 homers, 34 RBIs, and a .223 batting average. So you see it right there, right? He's going to hit you 25 home runs probably on the season, if not more. You'll be lucky if he gets his batting average up to .240. Also available as an outfielder, also second base eligible. Take a look at Mets infielder Jeff McNeil, second base outfield eligible, available in 90% of Yahoo leagues. And let me tell you, looking like the Jeff McNeil that you remember from a few years ago. A little bit of pop, nice batting average, all of that stuff that made him useful. And over the last 14 days, and this includes, the Mets had a day game today on Thursday, so it includes Thursday's numbers. 308 over the last 14, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, including a 3-run home run today, right before I recorded this. Season numbers up to 270 now. 7 homers, 22 RBIs, and a stolen base. So you give me middle infield, outfield eligibility, the type of flexibility you like out of a player, and he's now popping home runs at a nice pace. Had 2 home runs the other day for the Mets. Getting in the lineup more and more every day with Vientos out. He and Brett Beatty kind of cementing themselves. He's played some center field, has McNeil. Mets getting him in the lineup every day. And again, 90% available. Now, available on the corner infield at the first base position are 2 players who are very similar. First is Ty France of the Minnesota Twins, available in 93% of leagues. High batting average, not much power, but that's where he is right now. .378 batting average over the last 14, getting his season long up to .277. Now, over those 14 days, no homers, 4 home runs on the season. He's kind of a one-trick pony, nice batting average numbers. Going along with Ty France is Los Angeles Angels first baseman Nolan Chanal. 89% available. He's rostered in 11% of leagues. .326, no home runs, although robbed by the ace center fielder the other day, one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. .326 over the last 14 with 7 RBIs. On the season, .284, 3 home runs. My preference, I'll take Nolan Chanal. Higher pedigree player, first round draft pick. He would be my choice, and he's available in 89% of leagues. 2 other hitters to be mindful of if you need a shortstop, third baseman, middle corner. Surprisingly, Marcelo Mayer of the Boston Red Sox is available. He had 2 home runs in one game the other day. Over the last 14, .240, 3 homers, 4 RBIs. On the season, .250 with those same power and RBI totals. He is probably the biggest upside add out of all of these offensive players. He's a pedigree prospect for the Boston Red Sox, so somebody to be mindful of if he's somehow available. And he's only rostered in 18% of Yahoo leagues, so he is available 82%. You could do much worse in the middle infield, although struggling now. Like Jeff McNeil may be the ad for today. Mayer could be the ad for the rest of the season if you're looking for a middle infielder. And finally, one other outfielder to be mindful of. Somebody I drafted in the FSGA draft ended up dropping because he got demoted at the beginning of the year, but now he's back and he's hitting. And that's Evan Carter, outfielder of the Texas Rangers. Remember 2 years ago, he was a prospect, came up late, Texas had a great run, and he hit. He was a pedigree guy. We're all in on him. Last year was disappointing. This year he starts the season in the minors. Over the last 14 days since his promotion, really, he's hitting .429 over the last 14. He's hitting .278 total since getting called up. 3 homers, 8 RBIs. I love his upside if he's getting everyday at-bats with the Texas Rangers. Again, rostered 16% of leagues, makes him available 84% of Yahoo leagues. Now, if you're looking for pitching, and I think this is where the fab may very well get spent on my top two pitchers here of the week. Jacob Misiorowski of the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, he's 43% available, 43% rostered, 57% available. He is the Milwaukee Brewers' number 2 overall prospect. Fangraphs has him as the number 127 prospect overall in the game. Guy throws 103 miles an hour, and he throws an old school curveball, starts here, ends here. All right, just fantastic stuff. At AAA this year, 11.37 Ks per 9. Problem with Misiorowski is it's 4.4 walks per 9 innings. So he could run into some trouble. He could hurt your whip a little bit if that control continues to be a prospect. Now, he is starting today, Thursday, as I'm recording this. So waiting to see how he fares in that matchup. But he is staying in the rotation. Milwaukee announced Aaron Savali is going to move to the bullpen. Savali immediately said, I want out, trade me. So Misiorowski is going to stick around in that rotation if he does fairly well. That being said, next week, Wednesday, June 18th, is his next start, and it's a tough one on the road against the Chicago Cubs. Add him, temper expectations, see how he does before you decide whether you want him in your lineup against the Cubs next week. Another young pitcher I want to grab this week is Ben Kasparias of the Los Angeles Dodgers. 87% available, and that's going to skyrocket as Dave Roberts announces Kasparias is going to stay in that Dodger rotation as they kind of keep piecemealing it together, injury after injury. Over the last 14 days, Kasparias 5 Ks and 8 2/3 innings in a mixed bag type of role, 3.12 ERA. On the season, though, 46 strikeouts, 44 innings pitched, with a 2.86 ERA and a whip of only 1.02. Opposing teams hitting 214 against Kasparias, so you like that number. He had a nice start, I believe it was Wednesday, against the San Diego Padres. He's got 4 wins on the season, and that's the thing about starting a Dodger pitcher. If he gives you 5, he gives you a chance at a win. His next start, pitched well against them this Wednesday. He goes against the Padres again next Wednesday on June 18th. Shane Smith of the Chicago White Sox, 34% rostered. He is available in 66% of leagues, and I'm surprised by that because you look at his numbers and you say it should be higher rostered. The stigma of pitching for the White Sox, I think, hurting Shane Smith. Okay, over his last 14 days, 10 strikeouts in 11 1/3 innings with a 0.79 ERA and a 1.24 whip. On the season, strikeouts are there, 64 in 68 1/3 innings with a 2.37 ERA. 3 wins on the year for Shane Smith. Starts Sunday the 15th. Happy Father's Day, everybody, against the Texas Rangers. And then goes up on Saturday, June 21st, against the Blue Jays. Talk about batting average against. His batting average against is only 210. So you got Kasparias at 214, Shane Smith at 210. Those are nice numbers for some young arms who are taking bigger and bigger roles in their team's rotation. One other starter to be mindful of, Bryce Elder of the Atlanta Braves, coming off a 12 strikeout game. Available in 78% of Yahoo leagues. Kind of takes over for A.J. Smith-Shawver, who's out for the year. Over his last 13 1/3 innings, over the last 2 weeks, 16 strikeouts, 2.70 ERA, and a whip of 0.90. On the season, the ERA is a tad over 4, 49 strikeouts in 57 1/3 innings, 2 wins. Now, here's the problem with Bryce Elder. You may say to me, Anthony, no thank you on Elder. I know the strikeouts have been there. His next 2 matchups, and he's his 2-start week, but he is a desperation 2-start week because of who he is playing. 1-start week. It's against the Mets on June 19th. That's a tough matchup. That Met offense continues to roll. Soto is hot now, too. He does start tomorrow, Friday the 13th, against the Cubs. So Elder, with 2 tough starts coming up, makes a little bit of an iffier play. But if you're in deeper formats and desperate, Bryce Elder could be available. Finally, if you need relief help, go back to Arizona and Shelby Miller. 32% rostered, 68% available. Justin Martinez out. AJ Puck remains out. Martinez was back, and now he's out again. Who knows how long he's going to be out for. It could be a season ender. Okay, over the last 2 weeks, 6 innings pitched, he's got 2 saves, has not given up an earned run in his last 6 innings pitched. On the year, Shelby Miller now up to 7 saves with 3 victories, 29 strikeouts, 27 2/3 innings, and a ERA of 1.63. So to recap, my top hitter ads for Week 12, the week beginning Monday, June 16th, my top hitters, Joe Adell of the Los Angeles Angels, Jeff McNeil of the New York Mets, Ty France of the Minnesota Twins, Nolan Chanel of the Los Angeles Angels, Marcelo Mayer of the Boston Red Sox, and Evan Carter, outfielder of Texas Rangers. In need of pitching help, my top pitcher ads of the week, Jacob Mizorowski of the Milwaukee Brewers, Ben Kasparius of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Shane Smith of the Chicago White Sox, Bryce Elder, Atlanta Braves, and Shelby Miller, a reliever for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com right now. Sign up with the promotional code ACES. Save at checkout. Whether it's football, baseball, DFS, season-long formats, rotoballer.com has you covered. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Download the RotoBaller app, completely free. Everything you see online right there on your phone. Give me a follow on X at Aniano Fantasy, and we will see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.